Hello and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. Is it possible for us to see a trilogy between the two? Poirier welcoming Max Holloway to the lightweight division and all. Not that it's Max Holloway's first time fighting at lightweight, but, this time is official. He's going to be a lightweight, stay a lightweight contender, according to sources, that is. This time, will it be for a BMF title for Poirier's last fight? We're going to talk about this option before getting started. Make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Dustin Poirier wants to have his last fight before he obviously retires. Now, I don't know taking that into consideration, that the best thing to do is to involve Poirier against the Max Holloway, still an active fighter and has a lot of years left, the 32, 33-year-old Max, for a BMF title. Because what would happen if Poirier wins that BMF title? Does that mean he retires with the BMF title, or would he have to defend it? And if so, how many times would he have to defend it? Now, obviously, I don't think that Poirier would be opposed to such proposition. It's just I worry about this title, because what happens to the title if Poirier retires, right? Supposedly his next fight is his last fight. Does a trilogy against Max Holloway makes more sense, let's say, than a Nate Diaz fight, right? Even though I don't want to see Nate back in there. No, honestly, for his own health, for his own well-being, with no disrespect to one of the most entertaining fighters ever. Both of the Diaz brothers, obviously. We talked about Poirier welcoming Ilia Topuria to lightweight division, since the guy wants to fight at lightweight so bad. And so many other fights, right? But the truth is that whatever the fight may be, it has to be something that makes sense not only for Poirier, but his opponent as well, right? So maybe, we talked about Daniel Cerrone a while back, his interest in fighting again. Maybe Daniel Cerrone versus Dustin Poirier would be a better option, just because both guys are towards the end of their careers, even though the fresh out of the two fighters has to be Dustin Poirier, obviously. We also talked about Poirier versus we talked about Poirier versus if Dan Hooker wins, maybe that could be a fight, a rematch between the two. It's very hard for me to think about fights that would make sense for a last fight for Dustin Poirier. You can match him up with any of those guys, and he would be able to keep up. But maybe Colby Covington, as Michael Bisping suggested. Poirier even expressed interest in fighting Gaethje again. So who's to know? In all honesty. But I think the more realistic out of all the options for Poirier is perhaps the Colby Covington fight at 170. Maybe this fight here, Max Holloway, trilogy for the BMF this time. But I just don't know how that would make sense for the belt, the BMF belt. Because if Poirier was to win, does he retire the champion of BMF? Doesn't make much sense for that belt, in all honesty. Very excited to see what happens for both Poirier and Max Holloway next. If you made it this far, appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe for more.